NVIDIA will not stop going up in share price. I don't understand how this keeps happening. What I want to know is, will it continue to grow? What's been happening in 2024 to see this level of growth, and what the future looks like for NVIDIA? Is it going to continue this exponential growth, make everyone rich, or is it going to hit a bubble and have the biggest downturn in history? When I was younger, I remember a lot about NVIDIA. When I was purchasing a computer, I wanted to make sure what graphics card I had, and NVIDIA was the main company. I would have never guessed that this company, that was essentially an intermediary between me and accessing a ton of porn, would turn into the biggest company in the world. I saw this article and it shows if you invested $1,000 in 10 years' time, it would have generated $297,000. And look at when this article was dated. It was mid-year last year. So this has gone up even further. Think about all the investments that you've done in the past 10 years, and one of those could have 297x. It sounds like a pump and dump scheme as an alternative cryptocurrency. But then if you look at the financials, it's hard to debate that it should be valued less. Look at this exponential growth in revenue. And it's not just revenue, their cost of sales hasn't really been increasing by that much either. And the main cause of this, of course, is AI. NVIDIA is no longer a graphics card company. That's just a byproduct of their main business being AI, which they sometimes refer to as scientific computing. So, what have they actually been doing in the last year? Firstly, I saw that there was an article that NVIDIA have been working with the government around artificial intelligence, which, of course, is exactly where you want to be as a business, tied heavily with the government so that you get favorable regulatory policies. That can only be good for a business. And even without that benefit, their quarterly earnings is actually insane. The growth is so large. And over the past year, it was just back to back quarters of increases that you could see. And it showed really well in the market. After that, they've also been merging and bringing this AI forward, specifically around securing data in AI. And that's why they have this partnership with Trend Micro. Now, I don't know much about Trend Micro, but it looks to be a cybersecurity company, and merging these two together is fantastic. I can only wait until the first data breach happens with all this AI technology. It is going to come soon, and there's going to be so much information leaked that I believe it'll be incredible and really show how much data they're putting into these models and what we're inputting as people to show outputs. There is going to be a lot of embarrassing conversations with partners. Losing your driver's license doesn't matter anymore. No one cares about their personal data. What they will care about is what they're actually inputting to get answers from. I think that's far more embarrassing than someone knowing my street address. But already, I'm 100% sure all these major social networks, YouTube, Facebook, have so much data on me anyway that they would know more about my life than I do. And another major thing that happened last year for Nvidia was that they joined the Dow Jones Industrial Average Index. And they actually replaced Intel, which is fair enough. If anyone has looked into Intel recently, they are a trash company. They deserve to be out of all indexes. Privatize that company. Terrible. The reason why this is such a benefit is being a part of an index allows just natural growth in a company. Reason being is people will regularly buy the same index over and over and over. They're not even actually looking at the company specifically because they don't have the time and just want to get the return from the index. This is a great benefit for NVIDIA because people will just be a part of their company without even knowing the specifics. And if they're buying the index, that means the index has to continue to buy NVIDIA shares. The main thing to think about now, of course, is where does NVIDIA go from here? Firstly, the market is in a crazy speculation market at the moment. I have no idea what's going to happen. Should buy, should sell, who knows? The main thing is Nvidia is a massive part of that. For some reason, They have just got a stranglehold on the speculation part of the market, mainly because they're a part of the tech industry. They're a part of AI. They've got everything going for them in regards to actual revenue, which is a nice change for these types of companies. So I figured, let's see what NVIDIA actually has to say. Checked out their most recent earnings report, and it's quite interesting what they actually think about the current market. So, this is what they say about the future. Firstly, in regards to their AI chips, they've stated that they have a new chip. It's called the Blackwell. Apparently, it's impressive. I don't know enough about it, but they are looking to sell it, and they're stating that the demand for Blackwell is expected to exceed supply for several quarters in the fiscal year 2026. Now, that's extremely impressive to have knowledge that that is going to occur in the future. But then look what they've said straight after it. Demand estimates for our products, applications, and services can be incorrect and create volatility in our revenue or supply levels. We may not be able to generate significant revenue from them. Advancements in accelerated computing and generative AI models, along with the growth in model complexity and scale, have driven increased demand for our data center systems. So they've said themselves, hey, these are our current estimates for revenue, but they may be completely wrong, which is fair. I agree. It's going to be extremely hard because most of their revenue is coming from the US at the moment. So they would need to globally expand, and artificial intelligence would still need to continue on this exponential growth, which creates the need for these chips. Major thing is artificial intelligence itself. It's being used everywhere. I'm sure you've seen it in your life. It helps a lot of people. It provides a lot of solutions. It's a cost cutting tool, which I mean is great for a lot of companies, unfortunate for a lot of lazy employees or even employees that do a good job, but they can simply be outsourced by a computer that's going to do an even better, quicker, cheaper job. I also truly believe that a lot of people are overstating the capability of artificial intelligence in their business. It may provide many solutions in a lot of companies, but it seems to be getting thrown around as the new buzzword, and that could provide a lot of problems if companies can't provide proper use cases for this technology. But enough about artificial intelligence in general. Let's get back to NVIDIA. What does it look like in the future? Is this worthwhile? Main considerations that I would firstly take into is NVIDIA itself. It's currently the market leader in this type of technology. Will that continue, or will there be other countries that may start to overtake that and then be able to sell and distribute these chips at a greater scale? I know that China are looking to do this, and it's been a major political topic over the last year or so when artificial intelligence started lifting off. The other part is the economy in itself. It is in a massive speculation bubble, I believe. It looks like it's just continuing to go up, but that doesn't mean it won't continue to go up. People can continue to speculate for a long period of time. So I would never say that it's going to instantly drop. But there has been cost of living pressures are increasing. Alongside that, there's been inflationary issues, and this may impact the retail investor. Will they continue to invest in Nvidia, or will they simply not have the funds to be able to do it? And on the topic of speculation, I have already discussed artificial intelligence, but another point that I would compare it to is the dot-com bubble. When the internet was exploding and all these companies were getting created and pushed, it became a bubble, and eventually there was a crash, and many companies lost major stock market value, with some of them closing completely. It's something you do want to consider when working in this type of market. NVIDIA specifically is a major player in the artificial intelligence, the chip making. So they are a safer option in comparison to some of these companies that are just now incorporating AI into their business structure. But it's certainly something to be careful of. When that bubble does pop, make sure you're on the right side of history and you're not telling the story to your grandkids of how you lost all your money. Personally, I prefer an exciting story instead of a nice, slow story of how I gain my money. So I'll be continuing to invest in all these companies and see what happens. If you do plan to invest in NVIDIA, do make sure that you're looking at current events that are coming up, such as earnings reports and any other financial data or major events that are occurring, because that will increase volatility significantly. And if you like significant volatility, please like, please subscribe, and of course, remember to buy high and sell low.